So, very good morning to one and all. So, in today's class, we are going to discuss more about what is meant by communication. Another part is how the communication can be made out in terms of protocols. That means set of procedures by which communication can be made possible. So, here many of the parameters such as interoperability, fidelity, and the system as such has a certain compatibility. If these things are guaranteed or maintained, the major advantage is that the system can be used widely without any disruption. And a very good example that can be cited is that whenever a gadget that is made out with different voltages, it will get into certain type of burnout. So in order to avoid these things, it is more better that a better compatible or a base structure of protocols are to be required. That is mandatory, and that's why the system interconnect by open access, or in general we can call it as OSI. OSI means open system interconnect. They made out with different type of protocol layers. In general, they have given out 7 different protocol layers. It includes the first protocol layer as a physical layer, the second one data link layer, third one network layer, then fourth one transport layer, fifth one the session layer, then sixth one is the presentation layer, and last or final one is the application layer. So in this class we are going to discuss more about the 7 OSI layers of communication as such. Fine. So first of all we are discussing about the physical layer. Whatever that is visible or in a mechanical sense it is able to touch or we can sense it, they are all come under the physical layer. Say the OFC cables, the hardware modules, whatever you can see, you can touch, you can sense, this all comes under the physical layer. The major thing is these hardware modules can be worked or interconnected in such a manner that you can make into different type of arrangements. So in the case of physical layer, the different arrangements such as the topologies can be of varied. One is a bus topology, second one is a ring topology, third one a mesh topology, and fourth one is star topology. And even certain hybrid topologies are being utilized. So these are all something based upon the compatibility of the system, and another thing the throughput of the system. Fine. Also in the case of physical, you have to understand about the hardware aspect, how the range of the devices are being made available. First one, as such in the case of network, we discuss about a body area network which is having a lesser range, and a very good example for that is the EEG or ECG signal. The second one is the personal area network or PAN. Example for that is a Bluetooth that is having certain IEEE standards 802.15, and certain interconnects that is used is known as Zigbee network based on this Wi-Fi. Then again the higher versions, the local area network, example for it is our Wi-Fi, nothing but wireless fidelity, and the IEEE standard is 802.11. Now another thing, the next higher heterogeneous network is known as the metropolitan area network or MAN networks, and it again covers a particular kilometer of range, and you can say example as WiMAX, full form as Worldwide Interoperability for Microwave Access. Then again the system has moved out into the regional area network, wide area network. Examples are the passive optic networks. And finally the GAN or global area network. Example is our satellite communication. So this ends the study regarding the physical layer. Then the second layer is the data link layer. Actually it is divided into two. One is the logic link control and second one is the medium access control or MAC layer. The thing is that the hardware should be linked with respect to the software, and that work is done by the data link layer. Now coming towards the third layer, so called as the network layer. Networking is very mandatory in the case of our communication. If the data link layer is consisting of a hardware so called as hub, in the case of network layer you will be having router as their hardware module, so that you can see that router can route out the given network as such, and the network topology can be defined or you can predetermine it, and finally you can go through it. So any type of dynamic changes or variation within the network can be done by using the networking layer. So networking layer is over. Now coming to the fourth layer. What is it? It is nothing but the transport layer. So what do you mean by the term transport? In general or for layman point of view, a transporting means transporting network with respect to a bus or any other vehicle. Similarly here also transportation with respect to data is to be held. So what happens in our transportation? Say for example, if there is a policeman within a road in order to manage the traffic, the first thing based is the congestion control. The traffic control, the traffic monitoring, all these things are very mandatory. So congestion control and congestion avoidance will be taken care by our transport layer. So that is all regarding the transport layer. Then the next one is a session layer. In general, in our classrooms, we used to say that there are different sessions or different period. Say from 9:30 to 10:30 you will be having a DSP subject. From 10:30 to 11:30 you will be having C programming and so on. So session means there will be always a session starting and there will be an end for the session. So these things or the time complexity or the time management or session or event management is carried out with respect to the session layer. Then the very next layer is known as, any idea? That is nothing but presentation layer. So coming to the presentation point of view, say for a national conference or an international conference, while you are presenting, or for even you are taking a class, it is a classroom presentation, right? So what is the major contribution from your part is that some students are giving or not knowing anything. It is moving out from the unknown area towards the known area, right? Similarly here also certain type of encryption, decryption, modulation, demodulation, such techniques are being carried out by using our presentation layer. And finally the seventh layer and the most important layer is the application layer. A very good or a typical example is www or World Wide Web. So it goes with different or varied application. So these are the basics regarding our 7 OSI layers. Thank you.